Hey everybody, welcome back to the Duchess of Unicorn YouTube channel. I'd like to thank you all for helping me and this channel reach 1900 plus subscribers. So thank you very much, and let's keep this engine moving forward. And hopefully I do you right at the end of the day with some entertainment, some gossip, some I guess perceived ideas and thoughts on what's happening in terms of the British royals as it pertains to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry that are now in the United States. If you haven't been here before, welcome, and I appreciate you stopping in, and I hope that I can capture your your thoughts and your ideas here in this channel. There's over 100 videos that you can see here that you can choose from. And of course, take a pick and keep picking. And I'm sure after just a few videos, you'll find something that piques your interest and you'll comment. I welcome that. Now, this is a positive channel. It's a place for people who question some of the motives of these celebrities, or in this case, the Duchess of Sussex and her husband. Question what's being reported in the news as its validity, as it's 100%, as it is. We have ideas and thoughts on it. And so here's where I share that. And again, it's just a place for ideas and sharing thoughts and opinions. And of course, we all have them. And it's my constitutional right to be able to speak upon my thoughts and opinions, and they aren't hurting anybody. Trust that. So the full description is below. All my content is found on the public domain. So today we're going to go over here and we are going to look at some of my algorithms that are showing on my browser in the United States. And by the way, I'm biracial. I just throw that in because I think it's important to know where I'm coming from in that regard. Okay, so when I make certain comments, perhaps it's more understood and not offensive in certain ways. But of course, you can't appease the world. So let's go ahead and see what we're looking at. This is the headlines for today, June 1st. Yay, it feels like summer. In fact, it's so hot out, and I'm sitting with a nice cup of kombucha, and I mix that with water, and I'm sitting here and I'm going right ahead into this little article here. Now, in the past, many of you who do visit this channel and who are subscribed, and again, if you're new, subscribe and ring the alert bell and catch the train and see if you like the videos. But you have heard me speak about Meghan having a little bit of a political lean, if you will. So no, she doesn't come on and say, hey, I'm for this person or I'm for that person. But she has spoken against our current president, which is President Trump. I think that a lot of people aren't able to read between the lines, and I like my channel to be about reading between the lines and, of course, deciphering some of the things that we aren't seeing in black and white. We have to kind of look deeper. We have to delve deeper. So we're not reporters and we're not trying to be reporters. We are giving our opinion based on research and based on our thoughts and kind of smashing them together and going ahead and sharing that with you on this channel. So this article has piqued my interest because it has President Reagan's ex-security chief for LA protection. So Meghan and lovely Prince Harry have decided to come over to the United States. Nobody knows why Prince Harry would be in the United States in terms of residing in the United States, considering that he has never done that before. And not that he's not welcome, but that we don't really care about Prince Harry that way. We're not in love with Prince Harry that way. The United States doesn't have an affinity with Prince Harry that way. But it strikes me that Meghan Markle wants it to be that way. She understands that the United States does not have an affinity for Prince Harry. Like, we can take him or leave him. Like, he doesn't really concern us. So maybe it's a good thing, but we see that it's driven by Meghan, even though Prince Harry has supposedly gone out to say in the media that it was all him and Mexit. He resents Mexit because he feels he made the decision to leave the royal family. Ultimately, yes, because Meghan is not a royal by blood. She can get up and leave and nobody would care at the end of the day. But when you leave, it's a decision to walk away from your culture, your tradition, your history, the firm, the monarchy, your grandmother, your family. It's all you've ever known. For some woman who really flies by the seat of her pants, she's made a career in acting, and finally in her late 30s has been able, mid to late 30s, has been able to, make that happen, or in her 30s in general, was able to make that happen through Suits, but only after she married her producer husband, Trevor Ingleson, and then subsequently divorcing him and then saying, oh, my show is about to end after several years. Now what do I do? So she banked all that money and had some good flights and some fun and some introductions, and now she was going for the real tea. So she has hired round-the-clock protection from 65-year-old Gavin D. Becker, who worked for the Reagan administration. So Reagan was a former president. Now, he's a president that a lot of people like, but what we find interesting is that he is running a security firm that I've never heard of, but the media puts it out there like we all kind of should know that because, Oprah uses this firm. And so Oprah, being a quote unquote friend, and in this article it says Meghan's friend Oprah kind of uses them too. And basically, so does the Star Wars actress Carrie Fisher. Now, I thought Carrie Fisher passed away, but that's neither here nor there, but it's just showing that she also used this De Becker firm. Now, Mr. De Becker has dated now that's a weird thing to put in an article. Either it's a filler or it's just to let us know that he's really cool with Hollywood women. He's dated numerous glamorous women, such as actress Gina Davis and singer Alanis Morissette. Both women are well in their 40s. Meghan is, as far as I can see, in that same realm. But what's really interesting is De Becker is said to have dated Gina Davis. And this photo is a million years ago because the De Becker gentleman in the tie and the brown suit, he himself was younger there, and he's in his 60s now. So he has this firm and he's doing this, security for these people. And of course, Meghan has now joined the ranks. But I find it interesting that he was both in the political arena and in the security arena of celebrities. So we see that he's also credited with revolutionizing celebrity security with tailor-made risk analysis. His clients are said to have been or include Amazon's billionaire Jeff Bezos, as well as Madonna, Cher, Barbra Streisand, etc., etc. Now again, Meghan is aligning herself with the taste and culture of these other people. She's basically saying, hey, look, I'm just like them. Look at me. I actually can afford to hire this firm. And, I have President Reagan's former security. I've arrived. So in a way, when I look at this article, it strikes me as a clue to where Meghan's going ever so slowly into the arena of the political world. Now, we may not obviously see it now because we have coronavirus. We have protest for a gentleman who passed away at the hands of police officers in America. They're rioting here. There's all kinds of violence going on. President Trump is said to be getting ready to call these groups, these Antifa groups, terrorist, excuse me. So a lot of political stuff is going down in the United States. And we see when we just look at Meghan, of course, we think Meghan's not involved in this, and I'm not saying that she is. But what I am saying is that when we see Meghan's timing in coming over to the United States, then the pandemic being released, it makes me wonder, Meghan was never really in the loop. So where I'm going with this is that Meghan, if she knew then what she knows now, she wouldn't be sitting in America with Prince Harry. Now, many of us believe Prince Harry's not even here. He might have jumped on a plane and shown up in a video and, did that, photo op with her and then got back on a plane and went back to wherever he really is. We really don't know. We see a couple of photos of them, giving food to people. We say, yeah, it's real. He's here. We really don't know that. Nobody really knows but Meghan and Harry. But here's what I do want to point out in this video is that with all this going on right now, she has decided to hire an ex-presidential security guy. Yes, he has a firm in Hollywood that has connections with Oprah Winfrey. We've talked about that before. And we have seen that the article here talks about Oprah being a friend of Meghan. So we see a lot of things continually being aligned here. But here's one thing I do know that's clear is that if Meghan knew, if she was privy to knowing that this was going to be a planned political event happening in the United States, Meghan most likely would opt not to come here. Now think about it. You're a mom. I'm a mom. We have many women here. Would you take your family from relative safety behind all the property and all the castles and homes that they have and bring myself to the United States where they're doing protests? These things couldn't have been known. So when we say things are planned, some people in higher places are privy to that information. And I believe Meghan was not privy to any information about these political things going on. So I've also read articles that talk about Meghan, this whole plan of moving to the United States and getting back into acting or being welcomed here, or everybody just showering her with so much attention and wanting her back here or happy that she's here, has not been able to be shown, if it is real, because of the pandemic, quarantine. And that really has given her a lot of time to keep her feet firmly grounded and her thoughts on what she's going to do to be her next move. So I feel like she's not as much of a duchess or as privy to the hierarchy of knowing when things are going to hit the fan. So you would think that somebody in a British royalty, a monarch, would alert their entire family, and that would be Meghan included, Prince Harry, that there's going to be war coming, or there's going to be famine, or there's going to be pandemic, or if these things are planned, then these higher ups would know about it. But we see Meghan was not tipped off, and she actually flew to the United States, and she, did whatever she's going to do, dragged Prince Harry with her, which is kind of putting Prince Harry in a situation because they're not behind palace walls here. They are not behind palace walls. In fact, maybe they are protected by a slew of people, but listen, the American National Reserves and the army people and all the police are busy fighting protests, protecting people and staying safe and dealing with actual issues. So I feel like Meghan coming here is totally backfiring on her so that she just cannot even fathom how bad of a move this was. However, I do believe that the monarchy, so I should say the monarch, Queen Elizabeth and her team, just like President Trump and his team, just like the Prime Minister and their team, all across the world, they all had privy to some things that were happening and moves that were being developed. And I think they're aware before even we are that these things are happening. And so I'm sure that as soon as the Queen found out, Prince Harry was alerted. However, I feel like Meghan is definitely out of the inner circle. And it's very, very apparent by what we're seeing in our American history going down, our current American history playing out right now, that we see Meghan was not privy to inside information of a monarchy. You know, we understand that wars and protests and famine and pandemics happen often all throughout the world in all different cultures. But when you're married to a British royal, well, that's important to keep them safe from those type of things, being that there's a lineage issue there and that they are still royalty. So they still consider themselves aside and separate from the rest of the world and the rest of the population. So you would think that they would pull Prince Harry immediately just for safety out of any situations. He'd be flown out. But what we're still seeing, and maybe they are, but what we're still seeing reported is they're having security issues and they think drones are coming over their house. And you're seeing that they're hiring political chief of security of President Reagan. We're seeing she's still going after the top echelon of everything, and she feels still affiliated with it, but yet we see that she wasn't stopped or briefed on not taking Prince Harry or not going to the United States. In LA, come on, LA has a history of protest. So I'm going to stop this video here and continue on to the next video. I may continue this to expand upon it, but I'm not sure if I really need to, because I think you and I both know what I'm saying is that Meghan is not that much of a duchess if a monarchy can't forewarn them of these type of things going down in the world, and that a pandemic was coming, and to stay the hell away from a city like LA or anywhere in the United States. Why not take you back to your big castles where you have thousands upon thousands of acres of land and security and the means to keep every single person safe, whether that's above ground, below ground, or in another whole country? Why come to the United States? So that makes me question if she has any real privy or privilege. All right, everybody. And so that would actually, if I'm right, then that would mean also that she has been telling the truth, that she was a full-on outsider completely, was never going to be anything but, you know, someone Prince Harry married, and it gives her a little clout in that regards, but she was never really going to be wearing tiaras and having stateside dinners with the Queen and the rest of the family. All right, everybody. We still have a year. They're doing this rest of this year, and then next year they're going to revisit this whole separation, and I feel like there's going to be a separation and it's going to be the divorce. All right, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and again, thank you for all the subscribers. You've helped me reach new heights, and I want to keep going. We have bigger and better things to discuss as the world plays itself out and things happen. I want you to stay safe and be secure. Make sure you have food, water, and communications with friends, and just pray and stay safe. All right, everybody, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.